So, sorry, I had to. If you're listening to me now, I'm very sorry. I started the whole thing before, but I had an issue with the app, which I think there was a bad connection, so I couldn't add a listener on, and I had to end the whole talk. But then we are talking about bras and the breast. From a research seen today, it looks like the lesser the bra, the peckier the boobs, because scientifically it is shown that the lesser you wear the bra, the more your breasts become peckier. In this sense, it is stated that the boobs have it naturally has its own cells that would aid it to stand on its own, not necessarily the need of a bra every day to be worn. We as women even realize that every day we have this back pains, we have pains on the shoulders, and sometimes we tend to be leaning in as we wear the bra. But then, what is our look at this? Because for instance, growing up, thought the more I wear the bra, rather the peckier, I'll find my boobs to be. But it turns out that rather it falls. I'm saying this because before landing on this research today, I have realized that the lesser I wore bras instead have gained me peckier boobs. When I was young in high school, I had really big boobs, like very big boobs, and I didn't even know why I had big boobs. I think me thinking about it makes me look at it in the sense that maybe even me wearing bras at the very early age caused my boobs to be big. Also because I had two of my aunties who are victims of breast cancer, but unfortunately, one had to pass. One passed. That's a wrong statement to make. One passed as a result of the cancer, so rest in peace. And the other one has survived it. But then, if if scientifically it's now being proven that the lesser the bras, the peckier the boobs, what is the way forward now? Are we saying we are accepting to have our nipples being shown out there, even in the corporate world? Because if you come to the Ghana society, certain things are seen as of high immoral acts. You even showing a part of your boobs um, is very, very much immoral. It's termed as indecent. Whereas when we go to some other parts of the world, I mean, it is a normal thing. It is my boobs, and I choose how to work with it in town. But in Ghana here, even showing the upper part of your boobs is an issue. So are we saying that if the doctors or from experiences are saying that, or we can are saying that we the lesser the bra, the bigger the boobs, and that means we are going to stop wearing bras then? What is the way forward? I mean, and also, how many of us wear bras? Or what do we feel, or what's why do we wear bras? Um what pains do you get after wearing the bras? You realize that we are thinking that, oh, the bras would help me hold up my boobs, make it peckier, make it stand. But then rather, upon from your day-to-day work and everything, then when to get back home, you have this strenuous pain in your back, some on your shoulders, and then you find yourself leaning in as if you're falling, which shouldn't be the case, especially even if you are a lactating mother. It is really stressing. But then there is the introduction of the boob tapes. How healthy is that one to our boobs? Something happened earlier with the app, so I had to end the conversation before. If you just joined in, you're part of the previous conversation, I want to apologize. But then, if you're using boob tapes, I have this funny thought in my head that when you should wear a boob tape on your then when you wear a boob tape, you coming back home to take this thing off could rip up your nipples from your breast. I mean, it's just like a plaster. So are we not rather causing harm to ourselves? Or how are we doing this? If the bras are not as healthy as we thought, and then the innovations being brought are also kind of not healthy, I think there is one too that is more like a bra, but it doesn't have the back end of a normal bra. It is just two caps with the metal in between that should hold your breast up. The Breast Cancer Center has mentioned that bras with the metal things in there are very, very not healthy, which could bring about breast cancer. And right now, we are rather having the exposed metal out there, capping our breast just so we can have a hipped boob for men. And then we are rather putting our lives in danger of inviting breast cancer to our lives. How are these issues being tackled? But then, how many of us wear bras? How do you feel when you wear bras? I mean, do you like bras at all? How often do you wear bras? Would you prefer being braless, or you sometime? I mean, when I'm home at all, personally, I don't wear bras at all. I mean, because it's like you are free, your back and everything is okay. There are people there and you need to cover some things up, then yes, I would wear a bra just for that time. And when I get home, it's off. And it's really relaxing to take your breath off. I mean, you and I would confirm to that yes, it's really adjusting. But then when you wear bras, I want us to share our experiences. When you wear bras, how do you feel? Would you prefer to go braless, or you'd prefer a bra? And sometimes the color of bras also cause us to have some rashes and some other skin reactions after removing them, because some colors are warm, and maybe that we have an addition to the bra itself also cause an excessive heat, everything together. You would advise we wear, is it the brown, is it the white, is it the black, the red? I don't think I'll ever wear a red bra. But then I think that many a times for enticing men, red is advised. I mean, that's an evening thing. But then from our day-to-day experiences, how often do we wear bras? What are the effects of bras that you have worn? What brands have you tried and you think they don't work at all? Would you prefer the metal bra or the strapless bra? I mean, let's share in our experience. Everybody's invited to come in to say what they think about bras. If you have some observation, let us know. I mean, I have observed my own breasts in a sense that the lesser the bra actually works for me, because I was really having heavy boobs. I was wearing bras all the time because I thought, and I was processed with the sense that if I wear bras, I would rather have perkier boobs. But growing and having my personal space and every day deciding just to walk anyhow in my room has given me perkier boobs. What has been your experience? We can all join in and share our experiences with bras. I mean, lactating mothers especially. I mean, when you give birth, you get heavier boobs, and then heavier boobs with the bras alone is an issue. But then your breast is already leaning you in as if you are going to fall. But then you still have to give an extra push to lean in to give the boobs to your child to get the milk from it. I mean, how stressful is that? Is that not going to be for you? I mean, so if we have advices on how often we should wear bras, or how we think we wear bras, or what have you experienced from wearing bras? Yes, and then earlier I was speaking about sports bra. From the research I came across today, it looks like a sports bra is way better than the normal bras that we wear, though it has a specific benefits, or how do you call it, specific role it plays. Because here, sports bra aids us to have an easy movement when it comes to exercising. If we should compare a sports bra to in terms of exercising, I mean, we'll all go for the sports bra because that it doesn't have the metal thing in there in the first place. Generally, it doesn't have the metal thing in there in the first place. The strap is not like the normal bra where it is some tiny thread where you have to back and then it has to draw a line on the shoulder, which would hurt for some. The sport bra lateral, it covers the shoulder, so it makes it easy for us to even move well. But then it looks like you can wear the sports bra on a day-to-day life than the normal bras that we have with the strap, because that is really stressing and painful to the human being itself. Because the sports bra, if you're using it in exercising, it holds down your breasts, and because we women normally exercise also to keep the cells or to tighten the muscles of the boobs, it helps with that. So then why would I not go in for sports bras which help with the tightening of muscles? So even if you are in a day-to-day, the normal day activity, the sports bra wouldn't give us any stress. But then maybe the movement of the hand every time of the day would even serve as some form of exercise to help us keep our breasts tight. But then I again that everybody to come share in their experience with bras. Which one would you prefer? What kind of bras do you wear? Have you had any reactions from any bra that you use? Because we are evolving, but then some innovations are really, really risky to our health, but then we have no idea about it because it is new. Everybody wants to jump on it and then and try it. I wish I could share a picture so you could just see the kind of picture I'm talking. There's this bra with no strap at the back, but it has this metal that's supposed to push your breast up. That is like a direct health issue you're posting to yourself, because even with the normal strap bras, the metals are inside the material. But at this point, the metals are rather exposed. They're literally just the metal with two caps. They're supposed to keep your breast up. And this is just you having the chemicals, the metal react to the skin of the breast, which is very direct, and then which will cause an issue to us later because we don't know. Because we are trying to be the life of the party, to go out there and have fun. Later on in our future, when we are older, realize that we tend to have issues with our breast. So we should be very, very careful and entitled about what we wear in terms of keeping our breast up high. But then once again, if you just joined, you're welcome to this place, and we're just talking about bras. What kind of bras do you wear? Which one would you prefer, to go braless or to be in a bra for some time because of where you are going to? Because there is just a recent research that says that the lesser the bras, I think we should keep this hashtag for ourselves. The lesser the bras, the better the boobs. So that would rather help us to keep our boobs perky. Apparently, it's not bras that keeps our boobs perky. It's just our own boobs, because the boobs are naturally made in the sense that the cells around the boobs would help itself to stand when it is. But then naturally, we should understand that as we grow in size. Okay. So as we are growing in size, some parts of our body will also grow in size. That is, it will grow bigger. And then as it grows bigger, it will naturally be saggy. This is where some of us don't understand and we didn't want to accept. But then though we have new ways of trying to that helps us to keep our boobs as it is from childhood, which everybody has their own opinion about it. But then we should understand that as we grow, our boobs will sag, and we can't do anything about it. So maybe that is when we need to start wearing bras, especially when you give birth. After giving birth, you realize that your boobs become heavier than the normal as you were younger. So it will become heavy. You would have to lactate to the child for the child every day, and then after the child is done with breastfeeding, it becomes saggy. So then you can start with using the bra to keep up the breast, so that when you step up, people wouldn't say you have a saggy breast. But then when we come home, we can also rather use the sports bra to help ourselves keep it uptight, and then maybe do some exercises to help ourselves to make the breast perky. But then, I would really love. I think everybody here would love to hear some experiences or some advice about bras. Or what have you heard? There are some myths about bras, which would be funny, or some procedures about how to keep your boobs perky, which will be absurd. But then, what have you heard? What effects did you get from using the bra? Do they help you or not? Okay. Anybody at all can join. So we just share experiences together about bras. We all want to learn from each other. Okay, so as we wait for somebody to join, let's talk about our societies when it comes to morality with the breast. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I am from Ghana here, and Ghana is really strict about certain things. So just recently, one of our celebrities stepped out with a dress where her nipples could be seen from the dress. Currently, a lawyer from one of the political parties has even demanded for her to be sued for wearing such clothing out there to show her boobs. I mean, even her nipples out. And just in some other parts of the world, would it have been an issue at all? Because it is my boobs and it's just nipples. And I think even sometimes in some video shoots, yes, people show their breast, but then they cover their nipples with certain things so that people wouldn't see it. I think that's the sensitive part about it. But what does your community say? What is immoral in your space? What do you think is immoral in your space? Because to me, I would think that it was her choice to dress however she wants to dress. It's with her conscience as to what it depends on what message she wants to throw out there to the people. Did you come here to look for a man? Did you come here to yourself based on how to dress? Doesn't mean they're indecent or they're disrespectful. But then, are we going to allow or make something the normal in terms of showing our breast outside in society because it says the lesser the bra, the peckier the boobs? It's quite something else. So let's take some skin colors. For example, I stand to be corrected. I'm not a racist. Normally we find black people having this kind of skin color, skin, I don't know, their skin is kind of like different, yeah, and they tend to have a harder skin compared to other people, which they have in other people in different countries. So are we then going to copy the blacks? The blacks would want to say, I would prefer not to wear. I do not know how other everybody's skin is like, or but then looking at how they are, their hair is different. Even that one is harder than the normal people, the other people in different countries. And I am black actually, so to me, I have seen that many people in my circle as black people having a very perky boob because their skin is quite different. But then can we share? Maybe I am seeing it from my perspective, but then can you tell me at what age in your normal locality or in a normal community or people that you know have start to have saggy boobs? I've never seen a white person with a saggy boob before. Trust me, and I wish I had that. Because even though the lesser the bra I have been doing and I have perky boobs now, I wish I had known this earlier. Which I would have found. I think I would have more have a perkier boob more. But then, what do you think? How many bras do you even own? How often do you wear them? What kind of effects have you had from bras? Do you think it's good or not? How early do you have your bras? Do you still wear them from some findings you've had? Are you okay stepping out into town and not wearing a bra at all, depending on where you are going to? We can share our opinions on that. Okay, so just not to waste anyone's time. So basically, all I was trying to put out here is it's come out that the lesser the bra, the peckier the boob. So I am just throwing it out there, and I think we should advise ourselves to reduce the wearing of bras more than to think when we keep it better. Because I have learned from it. I have experienced my part of my body, and that is my boobs, becoming peckier since I stopped wearing bras often. But then I think based on our definition, our different definition of immoral, or based on our society's moral values, I think I wouldn't go braless to a corporate function or a very high table function where people will be there and they will think you are here to seduce people. But then the message here is just that let's keep the hashtag the lesser the bra, the peckier the boobs. And I thank everyone here for joining me to have this conversation. Let's spread the word. And I think we should keep this with ourselves, that it's better known that the lesser you wear a bra, the better your boobs are. So thank you all very much.